The leaks are flying. The closer we get to Grand Theft Auto 6's reveal, the heavier the leaks get, and we're going to keep covering everything until they're confirmed one way or another. Now, a lot of new intel has come out about GTA 6 recently, and it may not be the kind of crazy stuff you're used to, like car chases or weapon lists, but it's interesting. We recently got some insider information about how long GTA 6 has been in development and how many versions there have actually been since it's a game like this. It's been restarted at least once. Today, we're going over everything we know about the development of GTA 6, the status of GTA Online 2, and what it will mean for the version of the game that we finally get to play either next year or early 2025. You let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Drop a like, and we'll start off with the in-development footage that was leaked a while back. We were told by trusted insider sources that that build was relatively old at that time, probably a year or two, meaning production would have started in 2019 or early 2020. But according to some recently discovered LinkedIn information, GTA 6 has been in development much, much longer. Internet detectives came across the LinkedIn profile of a former Rockstar research video editor whose work history stated he worked on GTA 6 for 3 years before leaving the company in 2018, meaning this game actually started development in 2015, which actually makes sense because Rockstar released GTA 5 in September of 2013 on the PS3 and the 360. Then they released it on the PS4 and the Xbox One the following year, and then the PC in early 2015. So it actually makes sense for Rockstar to start working on GTA 6 shortly after releasing what they thought would be the final version of GTA 5 in 2015. However, Rockstar obviously didn't know GTA Online was going to explode the way it did, so development on 6 probably slowed way down in order to support online, especially if there were creative conflicts within the team, or maybe the original vision of GTA 6 changed and pushed back the schedule, which is natural in the world of AAA gaming. I would love to see the storyboard for GTA 6 in like 2014 or 15. Can you imagine how different it probably was to what we're actually going to end up getting? Think about it. If it started development in 2015 and Rockstar was planning on dropping it 3 to 5 years later like most AAA games, that would have put the original release date somewhere in the final years of the PS4 and the Xbox One. And then they would re-release a next-gen port on the PS5 and the series consoles once they drop, similar to how they handled GTA 5. But GTA Online was Rockstar's first major multiplayer experience, and it blew up. It kept GTA 5 dominating the sales charts for years. So work on GTA 6 likely became less of a priority, especially if they weren't 100% certain of the kind of game they wanted to be at that time, which I promise you they weren't. That actually leads me to the next piece of insider information that we recently got, because it kind of makes everything make sense and with the timeline. So according to trusted Rockstar insider Tez2, development on GTA 6 was actually completely rebooted around the time of Red Dead Redemption 2's launch. That was 2018. So interestingly, this lines up perfectly with the former Rockstar employee's LinkedIn account that claims he left the company in 2018. So it's entirely possible, and at this point probable, that Rockstar was slowly working on 6 during the mid-2010s, but then they decided to completely restart things around 2018 and reassemble their team to start making the game, to take it more seriously. This would mean the leaks about the in-development footage being relatively new would actually be true, and don't actually contradict the fact that the game has been in the oven for 8 years. It would also explain why Rockstar never actually confirmed the game's development in 2022, despite the fact that it's actually been worked on for, like I said, 7 to 8 years right now. Now, it's no secret that Rockstar has significantly changed the way they do things over the last couple decades. Let me take you back. The PS2 days. They were releasing a new GTA game every year or two, and even during the Xbox 360 era, they were releasing a new game every few years. But after GTA 5, it changed. It was a financial success unlike anything they'd ever seen, and it was recently confirmed by Take-Two themselves that GTA 5 is still selling millions of copies every fiscal quarter. That's crazy, thanks to the online component. So as annoying as it may be or have been to see Rockstar sit around not releasing games, it makes sense. Why would they put millions and millions of dollars into new games every couple years when they can just support GTA Online and make the same amount of money or more? May not be the timeline you and I want to live in, but from a standing point of business, it makes total sense. Now, with that being said, we know GTA 6 is coming, and Rockstar is taking it super serious now, and various reports have recently confirmed they're taking the online portion much more seriously this time around, because that's their bread and butter. That's where the longevity comes in. They know that now, in case you forgot. GTA Online launched pretty busted back on the 360. Obviously, Rockstar didn't know it was going to be as successful as it ended up being. So now that they know, or now that they're working on the follow-up, they want to make sure they're prepared for that level of insanity, that insane success from day one, and they want to take things to the next level. It was confirmed that popular fan communities FiveM and RedM are officially working with Rockstar on GTA 6's multiplayer. That's awesome. That's great news for GTA role players, especially console players that previously had no access to a lot of the PC exclusive community features. But why would Rockstar stop there? They won't. They're working directly with the GTA role-playing community and team for the sequel. That likely means they're going to be keeping a close eye on what the community wants from that sequel. A lot of popular GTA Online mods are likely going to be incorporated into Online 2, official features probably, in order to make it as good as possible from day one. Rockstar wants the new game to be as good as possible out of the gate, so it can have some kind of same ongoing success as the first game, and so they can avoid disasters, which they have had. Think back to Red Dead Online. Despite the insane financial success of RDR2, the online portion, underwhelming for a lot of players, struggle to hit the same highs as online. So Rockstar is likely taking notes about what worked, what didn't work with their last two big multiplayer experiences, and they're going to put all that into GTA Online 2. They're going to get it to where it lives up to the expectations and is the massive addicting thing that we want right out of the gate. So with all that being said, there have been concerns raised recently about Rockstar's reliance on live service experiences and how it could end up hurting the single-player offerings. I mean, GTA 4 had some of the best paid DLC in gaming history. But after GTA 5 blew up with its multiplayer, we never even heard another peep about post-launch single-player content. Rockstar has always been known for their single-player storytelling. But it's been over a decade since they've released single-player DLC for one of their games, and I think people are understandably worried that the success of online is basically just reassurance that they're never going to do single-player DLC again, which I hope is not true. Now, from a business perspective, I get why Take-Two and Rockstar have basically walked away from single-player DC. It cost a lot of money to make an expansion. Obviously, the money isn't going to be nearly as much as you would get from microtransactions and whatnot in a multiplayer game. I mean, cosmetics and microtransactions can be sold a theoretically infinite amount of times, whereas a single-player expansion, sold to each player once. And that's assuming they want to put the money in for it. Regardless, a lot of people are worried that GTA 6 is going to devolve into microtransaction prison before it gets any single-player DLC, assuming it gets it at all. GTA 4's expansions were amazing. Obviously really financially successful at that time, but they don't come close to the amount of money that online generated or does right now, which is probably part of the reason GTA 5 never got any single-player DLC. So, would Rockstar and Take-Two approve paid single-player DLC on top of the work they put into GTA Online 2? Personally, I think it makes sense for them to do so because it would be a lot of money generated on both sides of the coin. We obviously know that 6 is going to make its budget back almost immediately, probably in the first 24 hours, let's be honest. So why not greenlight some single-player DLC on top of all the planned online content? Now, from the perspective of you and I, it makes total sense to do that, but from the perspective of the people paying the bills, maybe not. Granted, the people paying the bills are usually far removed from people that buy the game, which is how the Red Dead re-release ended up being $50 instead of $20 or $25 like it should have been, but whatever. I know I'm not the only one who wants there to be post-launch support for both single-player and multiplayer crowds. GTA is a game that people will play for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, both offline and online. So I think a lot of the community would love to see the offline world get the same kind of love and support as the online world, even if it's not going to generate the same kind of money for Take-Two and Rockstar. Give me your opinions on it, guys. If anything new breaks, I'll keep you posted.